Welcome to Paris, the city of light. From the iconic Eiffel Tower to the charming streets of Montmartre, this city is filled with beauty, history, and endless things to explore. Whether you're strolling along the Seine, visiting world-class museums like the Louvre, or simply enjoying the view from a cozy cafe, Paris is a city that captivates every traveler. And of course, Paris is also a food lover's paradise. Imagine enjoying a classic French lunch with the Eiffel Tower as your backdrop. Indulge in fresh croissants from a local bakery, colorful macarons, or watch a chocolatier craft delicate treats. In Paris, every meal feels like a work of art. First up is the Eiffel Tower, the most iconic symbol of Paris. It was built in 1889 for the World's Fair, and believe it or not, it was originally meant to be temporary. Designed by engineer Gustave Eiffel, the tower took just over 2 years to complete, and at the time, it was the tallest structure in the world, standing at 324 meters. Many Parisians didn't like it at first, calling it an eyesore, but today it's hard to imagine Paris without it. The tower was actually supposed to be dismantled after 20 years, but it survived thanks to its usefulness as a radio transmission tower. For visitors, climbing the Eiffel Tower is a must. You can take an elevator, or if you're feeling adventurous, climb the 704 steps to the second floor. The views of Paris are breathtaking, especially at sunset or when the tower sparkles with thousands of lights at night. And if you're looking for a romantic meal, there's even a restaurant on the second level with stunning views of the city. Whether you visit during the day or night, the Eiffel Tower is an unforgettable experience. Next, we visit the breathtaking Notre Dame Cathedral, one of the most famous Gothic cathedrals in the world. Built in the 12th century, it took over 200 years to complete. The cathedral's stunning stained glass windows, especially the rose window, are truly a sight to behold. Though currently undergoing restoration after the 2019 fire, you can still admire its iconic facade and the intricate gargoyles that watch over the city. Don't miss a chance to visit this masterpiece, which has stood at the heart of Paris for centuries. A Seine River Cruise is one of the best ways to take in the beauty of Paris. Hop on a bateau mouche, one of the iconic boats that offer relaxing rides along the river. The cruise lasts around an hour and takes you past some of Paris's most famous landmarks. You'll glide by the Eiffel Tower, the majestic Louvre, and the Musée d'Orsay, all while enjoying stunning views of the city's bridges, including the elegant Pont Alexandre III. You can board these boats at several spots along the Seine, with the most popular departure point being near the Eiffel Tower. Whether you're cruising by day or enjoying a sunset ride when the city lights up, a Seine River Cruise is a perfect way to experience Paris from a new perspective. It's relaxing, informative, and perfect for capturing some beautiful photos of the city's landmarks. Just a short trip from Paris, the Palace of Versailles is one of the most spectacular royal residences in the world. Originally a hunting lodge, it was transformed by King Louis XIV into a symbol of absolute monarchy and luxury. The palace is famous for its Hall of Mirrors, where sunlight floods the room through 17 arched windows, reflecting off 357 mirrors. Outside, you'll find the stunning gardens, covering over 800 hectares, with manicured lawns, fountains, and sculptures. You can spend hours wandering through the maze-like hedges or even rent a bike or rowboat near the Grand Canal. Don't miss Marie Antoinette's private estate, a charming retreat, just a short walk from the palace. A visit to Versailles takes you back in time, to the height of French royalty, with opulent rooms, grand halls, and endless gardens to explore. It's a must-see for anyone interested in history and luxury. Now we head to the majestic Sacré-Cœur Basilica, sitting high atop Montmartre, the highest point in Paris. This stunning white dome church was completed in 1914 and offers some of the best panoramic views of the city. The climb to the top might be a bit of a workout, but it's well worth it for the breathtaking view. Inside, the basilica is just as impressive, with its massive mosaic, the largest in France, depicting Christ in glory. Montmartre itself is full of charm, with its winding streets, lively cafes, and artists creating portraits in the square. After visiting the basilica, take some time to explore this bohemian neighborhood that has inspired countless artists like Picasso and Van Gogh. Whether for the views or the atmosphere, a visit to Sacré-Cœur is a must for any trip to Paris. Next, we visit Les Invalides, a grand complex that serves as both a military museum and the final resting place of Napoleon Bonaparte. Built in the late 17th century by Louis XIV, Les Invalides was originally a hospital and home for war veterans. Today, it houses one of the most important military museums in the world, showcasing France's military history, from ancient armor to World War artifacts. The highlight, of course, is Napoleon's tomb, located under the stunning golden dome of the Dôme des Invalides. His massive sarcophagus is a must-see for history buffs. Surrounding it, you'll find chapels and galleries that give a deeper insight into France's military past. Les Invalides is not only a place of historical significance, but also a stunning example of classical French architecture. Now, let's visit La Défense, Paris' modern business district filled with impressive skyscrapers and futuristic architecture. The Grand Arch, a stunning monument, stands as its centerpiece, offering great views. No trip to Paris is complete without visiting the Louvre, the world's largest art museum. Home to over 38,000 works of art, including the iconic Mona Lisa, only about 10% of the museum's vast collection is actually on display. The Louvre itself is a masterpiece, with its famous glass pyramid entrance and stunning palace architecture. From ancient sculptures to Renaissance paintings, it's a treasure trove for art lovers. Right next to the Louvre, you'll find the beautiful Tuileries Garden. This historic park, designed in the 17th century, is the perfect place for a peaceful stroll or to relax by the fountains. Next, we visit the beautiful Jardin du Luxembourg, one of Paris's most beloved parks. Commissioned by Queen Marie de Medici in the 17th century, it's famous for its elegant French and English-style gardens. You can relax by the pond, admire the iconic Medici fountain, or watch the famous sailing boats gliding across the water. The park is also a favorite spot for locals to picnic or simply enjoy a peaceful afternoon. For stunning views of Paris without the crowds, head to Montparnasse Tower. Its 56th floor observation deck offers a 360-degree view of the city, including a perfect view of the Eiffel Tower. Step inside the Opéra Garnier, a masterpiece of Beaux-Arts architecture and one of the most stunning opera houses in the world. Built in the 19th century, its grand staircase, ornate ceilings, and chandeliers are simply breathtaking. Whether you're catching a performance or just taking a tour, the Opéra Garnier is a must-see for anyone visiting Paris. Next, we stop at the iconic Arc de Triomphe, standing proudly at the top of the Champs-Élysées. Built to honor those who fought in the Napoleonic Wars, it offers panoramic views of Paris from its rooftop. Don't forget to visit the tomb of the unknown soldier at its base, a moving tribute to those who lost their lives in war. La Villette is one of Paris's most vibrant cultural hubs, perfect for families and curious minds. Here, you'll find the futuristic Geode, a giant mirrored sphere housing a 3D cinema, and the Philharmonie de Paris, a striking concert hall offering world-class performances. La Villette is also home to fascinating museums like the Cité des Sciences, Europe's largest science museum, making it a great spot for interactive exhibitions and learning. Our final stop is Père Lachaise Cemetery, the most famous resting place in Paris. Spanning over 100 acres, it's the burial site of many iconic figures, including Jim Morrison, Oscar Wilde, and Edith Piaf. The cemetery feels more like an open-air museum, with its beautiful tombs and winding pathways. Stroll through this peaceful haven and discover the rich history and stories behind its notable residents.